Cris Pannullo returned for his 21st game on Jeopardy! He won a 20-day total of $710,865, tying Julia Collins' number of wins. 2 thumbs up. After thanking Johnny Gilbert, Ken Jennings' instruction was, and welcome to a new week here on Jeopardy! Our champion, Cris Pannullo, has been with us for a few weeks now, and what have we learned about our 20-game champ? Well, we know he's a former poker player who obviously feels comfortable with big daily double wagers despite not being a risk taker in everyday life. He has a 10-year-old pet rabbit named Lentils. His girlfriend Heather celebrates her birthday on February 21st, a number he often incorporates in his Final Jeopardy wagers. He's the oldest of 5 siblings, loves the movie Spaceballs, hates olives, and his Jeopardy lunch of choice: a salad with chickpeas and chicken and a banana on the side. The audience laughed. The most important thing to know about Cris is that he's now a Jeopardy super champion, who has won more money in regular season play than all but 4 players in Jeopardy history, and more consecutive games than all but 5. What we don't know is how this remarkable run will come to an end. I'm sure Steph and Ben are hoping that happens today. That was a long preamble from Ken Jennings. It reminded me of the preamble to Mateo Rich's 20th game, and on Amy Schneider's 38th game. Let's listen to those again. Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and welcome everyone to the first Monday in May with Matea, as this is her 20th appearance with us on the stage. We thought we'd reflect back on some of what we learned about our champion over the past few weeks. Although Matea lives in Toronto, or Toronto as Ken pronounced it, she hails from Halifax. She's taken the LSAT and now tutors others preparing for that test. She once crashed her car in slow motion and didn't drive again for 6 years. The camera points to Matea as she awkwardly laughs. Her childhood nickname was either Poor Cinderella or Porcelain Gorilla, depending on who you ask, and she owes much of her Jeopardy success, she says, to her high school debate coach. What we don't know about Matea is, will she become a 20-day champion today, tying Julia Collins for the 5th longest streak in Jeopardy history? It's a big day for Matea, but also for Adam and Becky, our challengers. The preamble was quite similar to when he introduced Amy Schneider by listing previous anecdotes in the preamble. Ken Jennings' introduction was, we learned a lot about Amy Schneider over the last couple months in the show. A few of the highlights: she used to have a podcast about Downton Abbey. She met a real-life ninja in Tokyo. She scored a perfect 1600 on her SATs. She has a cat named Meep. She was in the Golden State Warriors even before they were good. Her go-to karaoke song is Creep by Radiohead. Folks, she's been here 37 straight days. Today we're going to learn one more very important fact about Amy Schneider. Will she reach the Jeopardy milestone of 38 consecutive wins? That would tie her for 2nd place all time, with Jeopardy legend Madame Odio. Let's find out. The reason I love these specific preambles is because of how much Ken seems to admire the players throughout their run. I also just wondered, after hearing 3-4 similar anecdotes, do Ken and Mayim remember all these? Speaking of Amy Schneider, Hazel, Fiverr, and Blackberry are exceptional rabbits in this 1972 Richard Adams tale. After Cris buzzed in and answered, "What is Watership Down?" Ken told him, "Yes, you got one for Lentils." Meanwhile, at this time last year, Watership Down was the answer to the Final Jeopardy question on Amy Schneider's 8th game. He got both daily doubles. Cris got all 3 of the daily doubles. Cris got the first daily double. He made it a true daily double, got it right, and went to $9,600. He now got 46 of the 61 available daily doubles in his run. Ben's anecdote was he went viral because of his girlfriend Mindy, which Ken noted his Jeopardy appearance as his biggest moment of fame since then. Ben and Ken's names rhyme. Ken's wife's name is Mindy, and Ben's girlfriend's name is Mindy. Love how that works out sometimes. Steph's anecdote was about a spelling bee she competed in. Welcome to the club. Amy Schneider also competed in a spelling bee, which she mentioned in her 27th game. Steph lost on the word fallible, which was misspelled on Ken's card, and misspelled according to my own notes. I guess I can relate. I hope Ken's misspelling and my own made you feel better, Steph. Angela Lansbury gave the opening speech at this acting union's inaugural awards in 1995. The answer was the SAG Awards, and according to the Jeopardy archive, this was filmed on October 12th, the day after Angela Lansbury died. Talk about bad timing. I wonder if they talked about that over the commercial break. June Foray, voice of Rocky the Squirrel, helps create an award for animation. It was her husband who named them this. The answer was the Annies, and this was filmed a couple weeks after what would have been June Foray's 105th birthday. And speaking of bad timing, he was the recipient of the special 1939 award seen here. The answer was Walt Disney, and this aired on his birthday. In the last line of the book, Dorothy says, "And here it is, this pup, 2-0 on TM. I'm so glad to be home again. The answer was obviously Toto. A lot of Wizard of Oz questions recently. Cris entered the first round winning $11,000. Ben was in second place at $3,600, and Steph was in third place at $1,400. 19th century Norwegian artist Peter Nikolai Arbo tried to forge a national identity with words like the wild hunt of this top god. The answer was Odin. Cris got the first daily double in Double Jeopardy. He wagered $7,000, got it right, and went to $27,600. He got a back-to-back daily double. He wagered $2,000, got it right, and went to $29,600. Now this means he got 48 out of the 63 daily doubles available. Prophetically, around 30 BC, these two lovers founded a club called Those Who Will Die Together. The answer was Antony and Cleopatra. Thanks, Shakespeare. Ben ended Double Jeopardy winning $12,400. Steph was in third place at $600, and Cris was in the lead at $33,200. The final Jeopardy category was landmarks. The question was, in 2009, during a 20th anniversary celebration, it was called An Edifice of Fear. On November 9th, it became a place of joy. I took German in high school, and the date was way too specific. November 9th, 2009 was exactly 20 years after the Berlin Wall was torn down. Ben answered the Bastille. When his answer was revealed, he whispered, "No, not even close." Well, I mean, he did know that the Bastille took place in 1789, so 200 years off. At least he remembered that there was something related to 89. The answer was the Berlin Wall. That's correct. It came down in 1989. Steph and Cris answered correctly. Cris wagered $4,221, taking a score to $37,421, and is now at a 21-day total of $748,286. For the third and last time this year, someone beat Julia Collins' record, and the fourth to beat her record in the post-Trebek era. Can he win tomorrow and possibly end the week beating Mateo Roach's record? Ken said in the preamble that Cris won more consecutive games than all but 5 champions. If he wins through the end of the week, that number goes down to 4. Good luck. And as always, thank you for watching.